Howdy folks, Bodine52, hope you are well. Today we are going to take out my 2021 Road Glide Limited, and I'm going to talk to you about the 5 things that I love about this motorcycle.
All right, number 1. I am hooked on the color of this motorcycle. Now, first of all, this is a 2021 Road Glide Limited, and it is in Midnight Crimson. And I love this color. You know, I've had, 4, 5, 6 bikes in my life, and most of them have been black. 4 of them have been black. I don't know what it is about black bikes. I guess everybody has a black bike. So, before I had this bike, I had a 2018 Ultra Limited, and it was a two-toned, silver and dark brown. I forgot exactly what they call it. And I liked that because it wasn't black, because I always got a black bike, right? But when I saw this Midnight Crimson, there is just something about it that I love. I don't know if it's the deepness of the color, whether it was the other bikes and colors that were available. Now, there was another one that I liked, color in this model, and I forgot the name of it. It was a dark gray, and then there was one that was a dark gray and like black, I think it was. That was the only 2 options I was good with me from a color perspective. I'll leave that color right here that I was talking about. But I ultimately ended up to decide to get this color. And I'll tell you, I get more people making a comment about this color than I do anything else about the bike. Like the colorful trees here in Michigan. But, for me, at the end of the day, that's all I care about is how I feel about it. And I got to tell you what, I love it. And I got to remember that the Leafs are out on the road right now, so probably shouldn't be flying through here. But I just love the color. And kind of a 1A, if you will. The other thing I really like about this bike, hey, it's a touring bike, right? It has, the big King Tour pack that you can get 2 helmets in. It, has the side bags, saddle bags, and you can just pack a lot of stuff into this thing. It does have the rack on the back, and if you're going on some touring trips, it just is super, super good for being able to carry a bunch of extra stuff. I love these extra 2 little covers here, which are good. I did not have those on my Ultra Limited. Didn't think it was that big of a deal until, of course, I had them. And now I'm like, oh man, these things are great. I keep the fob in there. I keep the garage door opener in there. Sometimes I'll put my phone in there. So from a storage perspective, it really is super nice. But that with the color are 2 things that really stood out about this bike. Number 2, for a 930 pounds wet, something like that, this bike handles really well for a large motorcycle. Just its ability to turn, its ability to pick up speed, and I'll talk a little bit about the Milwaukee 114 here in a little bit. But just, you saw some of those twisties back there. It's really an easy bike to maneuver based on how big it is, which is nice. So, do I want to say it feels lighter because of the ability to turn in this thing? And I would say, yeah, it really does to me. I have a Road King Classic that's 720, something like that. And that couple 100-pound to 250-pound difference is a big deal. So you can definitely tell the difference in the weight of the Road King compared to this. But I will tell you, you can really turn this thing on a dime as you need to, as well as, being able to do some slow speed maneuvers, U-turns and that type of stuff. The bike really does a nice job at that, and really is flexible as far as I'm concerned. on some of those tighter roads. All right, number 3, comfort and the motorcycle cockpit. That's right, it's a bagger, so of course it's going to be comfortable, right? Well, not all the time. I will tell you, and I've done videos on this before, I had an Ultra Limited that always made me feel tighter to the front of the bike and just wasn't as comfortable as I knew it could be. And this bike is extremely comfortable. Now, I have an aftermarket seat on it, but it is just, to me, one of the most perfect riding position bikes that I've had. There is no doubt about that. You know, all the comfort of a touring bike that you would imagine, you know, cruise control, all of that stuff. But it is just comfortable. You know, some highway pegs. You can see I'm fully extended. It is just super, super comfortable. And I just am super excited to ride it because I know you can get on it and just fly. Just do your ride, whether you're just relaxing and touring, whether you're getting after it. I mean, it is just a super comfortable bike. I am 6'3". I'm a big guy, and you can see, you know, you can throw another person in front of me. It is, don't get any ideas, and it is just a riot, and you never feel like, man, this thing doesn't fit me. Now, when it comes to the cockpit, whether you're a shark-nosed guy or a bat-wing guy or gal, hey, doesn't matter. I will tell you, I am so used to being close that it is different for me. And after, you know, a couple rides, I've learned to love how far things are from me. I just get a better look, makes me feel like I'm sitting further away. And I will tell you, once you learn how to use the toggles for the radio, you don't need to be able to touch the screen really for hardly anything. You know, here's some music, going on to, you know, navigation. You can take it over to the phone. I happen to not talk on the phone when I'm riding, but the navigation, everything is right in front of you. Now, the boombox isn't perfect. If you're a Harley rider, you know that. But I will tell you, compared to my 18, the 21 boombox is a ton better. Is the music a little bit better through the system? Yes. Is it perfect? Heck no. Still got to turn it up loud when you're rolling. But I will tell you what, the response from the GPS is 3 times as fast as it was, at least on the older models. But just from a comfort perspective, this bike meets all the needs that I have, and I love it. So the 4th thing, performance. So I have had this bike just under 5,000 miles. Looks like almost 4,700. And it does have a Milwaukee 8 in it, which is a 114. And I got to tell you what, it is a beast on the road. And of course, I've decided to come get in some traffic. But I just want to be able to show you, you know, how this thing tours. I'm doing 80 right now, and on a super windy day, and I'll tell you what, this thing performs flawless. Had it on a 1,600 mile trip with my bride on the back of it, and just from a flat-out touring and performance perspective, it has really been a fantastic bike. Never feel like I can't get by something if I need to, like this trailer that's coming up or this camper that's coming up. Have not had any problems with the motor at this point. I know some people are not necessarily fans of the Milwaukee 8, but for me, it's been nothing so far. I had an 18. That was a 107, but never had a problem with that motorcycle as well. So overall, I will tell you from a performance perspective, it does all I really need it to do to have a beautiful, beautiful performing motorcycle. Even today, it is, again, you can see some good traffic, and it's pretty windy today, but this bike just performs super well. So from a performance perspective, how quick can you get going? How quick can you accelerate? It's a 114 stock. It's a beast, and hey, I know there's tons of other things that I can do to the motor to make it even more, but I'll tell you what, right now I'm happy with how it is. Alright, so number 5, and this one to me is the most important, and especially if you've just tuned into my channel because you're thinking about buying a 2021 Road Glide. To me, this is the important one that I want to make sure that I tell you. This motorcycle is fantastic, as is stock. Whether it's a Road Glide Special, whether it's a Road Glide Limited, whatever Road Glide it is, this motorcycle does fantastic stock. Now, while there may be some things that you may want to change, because many of us are addicted to doing some upgrades, I'm going to be doing less on this motorcycle for sure. But I want you to know, you do not have to figure you're going to pay $30,000 for a bike and then $5,000 or $6,000 more for accessories and modifications to the motorcycle, unless you want to. It has the power, it has the comfort, it has the versatility. It's a great bike to ride 2-up on. It does all of the things that, truthfully, I really need it, and most people need it to do without spending all of that extra money that you can just keep in your pocket and go on vacation, put it in your savings account, buy a second bike. But know that you're going to invest a lot of money into this motorcycle, and while not perfect, you can just keep this bike as is for as long as you want to ride it, if that's what you like. So that is it, folks, for Bodine 52. I appreciate you checking in. Again, if you're looking for a new bike and you're looking at this one, I love it. I do have a couple playlists that talk about my Road Glide. It talks about an Ultra I used to have and a Road King. So you can find those. As a matter of fact, I'll link the Ultra and the Road King playlist at the end of this video. You can see them and click on them. So you can go to them and investigate even further about this motorcycle. But leave some comments, if you will, about, hey, one is, are you in the market? Are you looking for something now? What do you think about what you've seen and heard about Road Glides? And then what are the five favorite things, if it's not your bike, what are the 5 favorite things that you like about your bike? I would love to hear that. So, and before I go, I just wanted to say, hey, as it gets later in the year in many places, many of us that are in the north or the east, where it gets a little bit colder and riding's not as prevalent and falls out, remember, there's extra safety and extra focus we got to have this time of the year as it gets colder, as far as awareness, as far as road conditions with, leaves all over the place. I mean, it is something just to be aware of. And don't forget, it is deer time. So watch those spots, especially as you're going on some of those wooded twisties. Remember, an hour before and after sunrise and an hour before and after sunset is normally where you will see the most deer, but please be careful out there. It means a lot to me that everybody's safe and continues to enjoy watching YouTube and riding motorcycles, because that's what we do. Thanks, folks. Be safe out there. We'll talk to you soon. Check on a friend. Bye-bye.